So as we settle into our bodies for the physical offering today, I would like you to find a comfortable seat, either sitting back on your feet or just sitting with the legs crossed in front of you, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to start by connecting in with the breath. So we'll take 3 deep inhales in through the nose and we'll breathe out through the mouth. So breathing in deeply through the nose and filling up with air. And releasing it out your mouth. You can let it out with a sigh if that feels good. Breathing in again. And then just taking the deepest breath that you've taken so far today. You can keep the eyes open or bring them to a soft close. We're going to just find some gentle neck circles. So bringing the right ear down towards the right shoulder, the chin towards the chest, and then the left ear over to the left shoulder and back up in this direction 1 or 2 times. And then we'll switch the direction of your circle. And Aquarius rules the nervous system. It rules electricity, so that's going to be all the electricity in our bodies. Our nervous system can get placed in fight or flight, where we freeze or we're in a state of trauma. And getting into our bodies is really important. Dissociating from the body is a trauma response. And just know that you are safe in this moment. So we'll find that slow and steady rhythm of your breath in through the nose and out through the nose, our Ujjayi victorious breath that you can continue throughout your practice, softening the jaw. Aquarius also rules the shins, the calves, and the ankles. So we're going to do some poses today that will help stretch out those areas as well. But feel free to just do whatever feels good in your body. We'll bring the head up to a neutral position, take a breath in and out, and then we'll allow the right ear to come down to the right shoulder. Breathing in and out here as you keep the left shoulder in its place and keep your pelvis in a neutral position. Bringing the tailbone under as you lift the pubic bone and roll the shoulders back and down your chest. The shoulders back and down your back. And just allow gravity to do the work here to release into the left side of your neck. Being gentle on your neck, but if you would like extra assistance or extra, you can just place your hand gently on the top of your left temple or left ear and just allow a little bit more weight there, but be really gentle on your neck. So it doesn't have to be a huge sensation here for it to be a release. You can bring the chin down slightly or raise the chin up slightly to feel into the clavicle and the shoulder blades. Just breathing here for 3 more breaths. And then we're going to take the right fingertips to the right temples and gently press the head back up. We'll take a deep breath in, and at the end of the exhale, we'll just release the left ear down to the left shoulder. Again, it doesn't have to be any major sensations. Just allow gravity to do the work here as you breathe. Maybe your intention for the full moon, the new moon, is to just simply be present for the sensations that arise in your body, to not disassociate or detach. Or maybe things are too personal and we need to detach and become more objective. Objectivity is a beautiful gift of Aquarius. And as you take 3 more breaths here, finding a new spot to release. We'll lift the left fingertips to the left temple and gently press the head back up to neutral. So we're going to lean forward to bring your weight off of your feet and tuck your toes under. And as you tuck the toes under, make sure that even your pinky toes are tucked under. So all 10 toes are tucked, and then you'll just gently sit back any amount of weight or all of your weight onto your feet. So you can bring the shoulders back and down here, again, finding that neutral pelvis. And then we're just going to bend the elbows and bring the hands or the fingertips behind the head. So notice if you can activate your core while keeping your shoulders down the back and away from your ears. Stretching into the triceps, the shoulder blades, as well as your feet as you breathe. Three more breaths here, opening the top of the back. Good, releasing the hands back down to the sides, coming forward to come off of your toes and just tapping out any weight here. We're going to come to lying down on the back. So lying all the way down on the back, we're going to have the left leg out straight and we're going to have the right knee hugged in. So coming all the way down where you can relax the upper part of your body, we're just going to place the hands in front of the shin and hug that right knee in towards your body. So just breathing as you allow this left leg to be heavy. Grounding through that left ankle, but keeping your left thigh relaxed and your glutes relaxed. We're just bringing this right leg in towards the body. And then you can extend the right leg up into the air, starting to find some ankle circles. So finding 1 or 2 circles with the ankles in each direction. As you breathe into that right shin and right ankle, and then we'll point and flex the right toes towards your face and away from your face. Spreading the toes. Feeling any sensations in your right leg. You can keep a micro bend in that right knee. And you can also feel free to place your left foot on the floor if it's too much in the left psoas. So we'll pretend that our toes are the hands on a clock and go around the clock with your toes, pausing where you feel the sensation in the right shin or the right ankle. So taking the time to pause at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 9, avoiding any foot cramps along the way. And we'll just continue pressing that right heel towards the sky. Beautiful. We're going to hug that right knee again into the body as we take a twist over to the left. So the right knee is going to come over to the left side. We can hug that right knee to the left with our left hand, and then we can open the right hand out to the right and look over that right shoulder. You can also take your left hand and gently guide the right knee down, pressing down on that right hip, or just assisting in opening the rib cage, breathing. Good. Coming back through center, we're going to place that left foot on the ground and we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. So we're going to come into supine pigeon, where we lift the left foot off the floor and bring the hands through the legs and hug your left leg in towards your body. You can keep your right foot flexed or you can relax it, whatever feels best in that right hip and that right knee. Relaxing as you breathe into opening this right hip and pulling the left leg a little closer towards your body. You can find little rocks here if that feels okay. Rocking yourself a little bit over towards the left or towards the right. And you can also use that right hand to press your right knee away from your body, opening the right hip a little bit more. That right outer hip is where you're going to feel this the most. Breathing here for 3. Beautiful. Go ahead and place the left foot back down on the floor. Uncross the right ankle and just bring your knees from side to side like windshield wipers. We'll do the other side, so just extend your right leg down to straight and hug in your left knee, starting to just feel into this left side and the right psoas. Breathing here, we'll extend the left leg up into the air and start to feel into that shin, calf, and ankle as you circle the ankle in one direction and then the other, pointing and flexing the toes. Breathing. We'll find some spaces that feel tight in the shins where you can unlock or release. And then hug that knee in one more time, inhaling to take a twist over to the right. As you extend the left arm over to the left and look over that left shoulder with the palm facing up, you can use your right hand to press the left knee down, to press the left hip down, or just to open and assist in breathing into that left lung. Good. Slowly unwind, coming back through center. We'll place the right foot on the floor, cross the left ankle over your right knee, and then just hug your right leg in towards your body, breathing into this left hip. You can place the hands on the outside of the right shin, and you can stay still here, just relaxing the upper body, or you can feel free to gently rock yourself over towards the right, gently, or the left. Just breathing into this left hip as you use your elbow or your left hand to open that left knee away from your body. And bringing the feet back down, windshield wipering your knees from side to side. We're going to find a supported bridge pose. So we'll have the feet about hips distance apart, and we'll bring the hands down by the hips with the palms facing down. We're going to plant the feet in, and then on an inhale, we're just going to lift the hips as we tuck the tailbone and bring the shoulders or walk your hands underneath your body. You can clasp your hands here, and as the knees are facing forward, press the sides of your hands and the sides of your forearms down into the mat as you lift your hips and tuck your tailbone under. Breathing here for 3 breaths. And then slowly lower down, releasing your hands. You'll lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming back, we're going to roll over onto your belly. So Sphinx pose, we'll have the elbows at about a 90-degree angle, and we'll have the fingertips pointing down. The weight is going into, instead of our lower back or our shoulders, the weight is going into our fingertips, the tops of our feet, and our palms. So this is a small back bend, but we can make sure that the shoulders are away from the ears. We can bring the chin down slightly and gaze forward here, just breathing into this heart opener. And just allow one shoulder at a time to come forward as you look over the opposite shoulder. So if the right shoulder comes forward, You're just looking over the left. And then the left shoulder comes forward as you look over the right. Stretching into the top of your back now. Finding any neck stretches or neck circles that you need. And just alternating with your breath. So we'll allow the chest to come down and let the arms come down by your sides, resting one cheek down on the mat. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Then just bend your knees and bring your feet back towards your hips, allowing your feet to go from side to side like windshield wipers. You can even find some ankle circles here as well. You can also make your feet go in circles or out and away from each other, crisscross, whatever feels good in your hips here. Feel this in the front of your hips and the inner thighs. And then just turn your head the other way to get a stretch on the opposite side of your neck. Bring your third eye or your chin to the mat and see if you can grab your feet. If you have a hold of your feet, either at the tops of your feet or the ankles or the insides of the feet, then if you'd like to move into bow pose, then you can just start to lift your chest on an inhale as you lift your thighs and your legs off of the floor, gazing forward, bringing the shoulders down away from your ears and breathing. You can spread the toes here. Start to lean back, engaging your core. Release on an exhale and gently release your feet. We're going to bring the hands back up and press yourself into a child's pose. So using the core here, the toes will come together and the knees will be wide, extending your arms out to straight and breathing here with the head facing down. Walk your hands towards one another and then bring the palms of the hands together in a prayer. If that feels good and you'd like to open up the chest and the triceps more, you can bend the elbows and bring the hands towards the head, keeping your head down. Deep breath in here and release it out with a sigh. 2 more of those, breathing in and out. We'll release the hands back down and then walk the hands towards your body, lifting yourself up to where you're sitting back on your feet. And you can bring the knees together to find a comfortable seat back on your feet. Reconnecting with your breath here, finding that ujjayi or that victorious breath once again. We'll roll the shoulders back and down, find a neutral pelvis by tucking the tailbone under and lifting your pubic bone in your chest. Breathing here, we can bring both arms up above the head into our yoni mudra, or what looks like a triangle with the hands above the head. Allowing the light of this new moon, although it's covered by the sun and the sky looks dark, the sun shines brightly on our intentions, the seeds that we are planting in ourselves and in our communities during this beautiful time, this amazing year. We'll spread the fingers open, bring the hands down on an exhale, and we'll do that 2 more times, inhaling the arms back up into our mudra, exhaling them down away from you. So this is our circle of influence, our radius of control. Breathing in and out. So we'll bring the hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra and just take a pause here. We're going to come into our tabletop. So bringing the hands right underneath the shoulders and the knees right underneath the hips. We'll be on all fours here. Finding some cats and cows, first of all, reconnecting with the breath as you drop the belly on an inhale, lifting your head and your chest. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine and tucking the tailbone as you press the chin towards the chest, pressing into the tops of the feet, and following this cycle with the rhythm of your breath, using the complete inhale and the complete exhale to find about 5 rounds of cats and cows. I've been getting the message to unlock the powers of the spine. We have energy that goes up and down our spine, this kundalini energy. And the Aquarius, this electricity of Aquarius really unlocks and awakens this energy. So we'll find a few more cats and cows, neck circles, hip circles, barrel rolls, whatever it is that your body needs here, go ahead and find that with your breath. And then coming back to stillness, we'll turn the left fingertips towards ourselves and gently lean back, getting a stretch into that left wrist and forearm. And then flipping the palm over to stretch into the top of the arm. We'll switch sides, flipping the fingertips towards your body to stretch into the right forearm and right wrist. And then flipping the palm, stretching into both wrists now, leaning forward and backward, and pointing both fingertips towards one another. Seeing if you could lift the fingertips off the floor here, one by one or all together. And just stretching into all sides of the wrist. As we're connected with others on our telephones and computers, it does take a toll on our wrists and our arms. So just stretching into any areas where you need that. Any more movements that feel good here. We're going to tuck the toes and take a deep breath in. On that exhale, we're going to send the hips back and come up into our first downward facing dog. So taking a deep breath in here as you keep your knees soft and then release. We're going to keep lifting the hips towards the sky, straightening into the arms and spreading your fingers as you lift the hips and keep the knees really soft. We'll come up on the tiptoes, bending those knees, and then sending the heels back down towards the floor. It's okay if they don't reach the floor quite now, but we can bend one knee at a time. Just coming into these full breaths here in your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. On an inhale, we're going to shift the weight forward into a high plank or the top of a push-up, and then bend through those knees again as you exhale it back to downward facing dog. So it'll just be an undulation, moving forward and then back, forward and back, breathing and releasing. We're going to extend the right leg high into the air, breathing in. As you exhale, we're just going to step that foot in between the hands, release your back knee down, and come into a low lunge. So you can come up and bring your hands to your thigh on the right side. Your right knee is going to be about a 90-degree angle. And we're just going to keep releasing this left hip down. You can even bring your hands up into the air if you would like for this low crescent lunge, lifting through the chest as you release your shoulders back and down, lifting the pubic bone, tucking the tailbone, keeping the hips square, and pressing into the top of that back foot as you breathe. Release your right hand down, keeping that left hand up, and extend the left hand with the fingers spread towards the sky. We're going to breathe in as you bring both hands back up, and then exhale, bringing both hands down by your right foot, and we're going to come back, extending those right toes towards your face and that right knee towards straight. So you can keep a soft bend. I have a really generous bend in this right knee, and you can also use blocks on either side for assistance and support in bringing the ground up towards your hands. So use whatever props you need here. Keep this right foot flexed and keep breathing here as you fold over that right leg or that right knee, stretching into the half split on your right hamstring. Tucking the chin, breathing. And we'll take another bend into that right knee, tucking those back toes and pressing back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in here and release it out. Breathe in to lift the left leg high for 3-point. As you exhale, we'll step it through the hands and bring that back knee down. Again, coming into our low lunge on this side. Finding balance as you inhale the arms up. Exhale the shoulders away from your ears. Sinking that right hip down and pressing some weight into the ball of the left foot and the top of the back foot. Releasing that left arm down and keeping your right arm up. Breathing and then bringing both arms up. Exhale into your half split on the left side. Bringing your hips back towards your body. Keep those hips square as you flex those toes. The left toes towards your face. Keeping a nice bend here in your left knee. Beautiful. Breathing in to offer your heart. Breathing out to tuck the chin and fold over this left leg. Good. Rebending into that left knee and then coming back into your downward facing dog by tucking those back toes and bringing the left leg back to meet your right. We'll take a deep breath in here, and then at the end of your exhale, we'll bend the knees, look forward, and either step or hop to the front of your mat where your hands are, extending forward to straighten your spine as you inhale for a halfway lift. And as you exhale, just folding forward over your legs. Keep a nice bend in your knees so that you can gently drape your belly over your lap or over your thighs. You can hang heavy here and just let gravity do the work as you lean forward, releasing and breathing. Keeping that nice bend in your knees. You can place your hands behind your legs. You can interlace your elbows and cross your arms, hanging heavy here and rocking gently from side to side. Or you can bring your hands behind your head, tucking your chin for a cranial sacral release. Breathing in this forward fold, Uttanasana. Releasing the hands and slowly rolling yourself up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, allowing them to stack one on top of the other as you ground through your feet. Breathing in as you roll the shoulders back and down, offering the palms facing out and the fingertips shining that radiant light down into the earth. We'll take a breath here as you pick up your right foot, standing back down on it, picking up your left foot, grounding through all four corners of both of your feet, breathing in and out for Tadasana. mountain pose. As we breathe in, we'll bring both arms up and out to the sides, a little back bend at the top, inhaling, and as you exhale, just folding forward, hinging at the waist, finding a forward fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway, and exhaling, the hands come down and the feet go back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in this downward facing dog. We're going to inhale the right leg high once more. And as you exhale, we're going to come into lizard pose. So the right foot is going to come on the outside of the right wrist. The back knee can come down, or you can spend a moment here on the ball of that back foot, just adjusting and feeling into that left hip before bending that left knee and bringing that left knee down, untucking the toes, and deepening the stretch into this right hip. So a few options you can do is, if you'd like to feel it deeper into the right hip, then go ahead and come down onto the forearms. You can also open that right knee out a little further out to the side by lifting this right sole of the foot off the floor. You can stay here or come down. Really just listening to your body and what it needs. Listening to that inner compass, your own truth of your own heart. Good. And if you're in lizard and you want more and you want to go into this quad stretch, just reach your right hand back and you can bend that left knee and grab that left foot for quad stretch, bending that left foot towards your glutes. And then you can also do this on the forearms if that feels better for you. Just allowing that right hip to continue to open. We'll release the left foot gently. Coming back to center, bring that right foot in between the hands. And then we'll reset. Basically, retucking those back toes and bringing yourself up into yogi squat or malasana at the front of your mat. So we'll have both feet a little wider than hips distance with the toes pointing out to the sides. We'll find again that neutral pelvis and bring the hands to the center of your heart space, using your elbows to press the knees away from you and lifting the chest as you tuck the tailbone and tuck your shoulders back and down. The gaze is forward. Breathing here, you can also find a bind and a shoulder stretch if you would like to bring the right hand down by the right, in front of the right leg, and then bring the left arm behind the back so you can clasp your hands and open up this left shoulder. Releasing your bind. We'll do it on the other side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes around the back, and opening into that right shoulder. Wow. Releasing that bind. We're going to place the hands back down in front of you. We're going to find ourselves back into boat pose. So placing the sit bones back, lifting the feet and bringing them together and finding that activation in the abdomen. Here, you can keep the knees slightly bent or you can straighten them. You can place your hands behind your legs for support. Just a little activation in your abs as you lift your chest. Nice, guys. Beautiful. Releasing the feet down and coming back into your downward facing dog to do the lizard on the other side. So lift the left leg high for 3-point. Inhaling, exhaling for lizard. Left leg will come on the outside of the left wrist. And just first feeling into how that feels in the left hip. And then releasing that left knee down, untucking the toes, and finding your lizard. Maybe you come down on the forearms. You can use a block or a pillow here as well. Reaching back if that's part of what feels good to you. Reaching back for that right leg, for the quad stretch, opening the left knee a little more. Breathing. Gently releasing your foot and coming back, reframing this left leg. Untucking or retucking the back toes and coming back into your downward dog. This time we'll bend the knees and look forward. At the end of this exhale, we'll step or hop to a seat. And finding your way into a seat with the legs out in front of you. Just reconnecting here. We'll move the sit bones, so take each butt cheek and move it out to the side so you can come up on the edge of your sit bones. Find that tall spine, bending each knee and digging the heels in so you're on the edge of those sit bones. Finding a deep breath in, we'll inhale, arms up high. Exhale, straight spine will reach past the feet for a forward fold, bowing to yourself, bowing to this practice. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Tucking your chin, keeping the knees bent. And slowly walking yourself back up to your seat. We'll take a seated tree. So the left leg will stay out straight, the right knee will bend, and the right foot will come to the inside of our left thigh. We'll keep the hips square here, and we're just going to take a forward fold just like we did with both legs, but over to the left leg. So use that inhale and that exhale. And walking yourself back up. We'll take that seated tree on the other side. And when you're complete with those, we'll come back to lying down on your back. Lying all the way down on the back. We'll hug both knees in. And this time, if you'd like to lift your chin or your forehead towards the knees. Counter stretch here. And releasing everything down. We're going to find a happy baby. So grab the outsides of your feet or the ankles or behind the knees. And just allow the feet to come out wide. Allow the hips to relax and the groin to soften. Feel the lower back connected with the surface underneath you. You can play with tucking your chin gently, rocking side to side, or extending one leg and then both legs out to the sides. And begin to notice the slowness and the deepness of your breathing. We'll bring both feet in for sleeping butterfly, where the knees are still out and the feet are in the air with the soles of the feet together. Deepening the stretch in your hips and your inner thighs. As you start to feel into your deep belly breathing, finding any movements that you need to release, whether that is a shoulder stand or another bridge pose, or anything else that your body is calling for at this time before moving into your final resting pose, Shavasana. So you can go ahead and extend the legs out to straight and let the arms come down by your sides with the palms facing up. During your Shavasana, I will be sending healing Reiki energy If you would like to receive this, there's nothing you need to do but be where you are. Shavasana. Taking a deep, deep, deep breath in. Releasing. And before you have any movements come in or open your eyes, then just reflect on how you're feeling in this moment. Coming back to your new moon intention. And knowing you are worthy, you are special, you are valuable, and you are needed. Thank you for participating in this offering. I hope you have a beautiful new moon in Aquarius, and I hope you'll join us for some more practices. Be sure to find me on social media, find me on Patreon and join, as well as you could reach out to me to book a session. But please share this video if it resonates with you. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you very soon. I'm grateful for you, and I honor your presence. Namaste.